Good morning, everyone. Let me share with you an undeniable truth: greatness is born in silence. Consider this: every grand symphony was once a melody played in solitude. Every towering tree began as a seed buried in darkness. The same holds true for the life you are shaping. Your dreams don't need an audience, they need your faith. Every great achievement begins as a silent, vivid image in the mind. The world we see around us, the towering skyscrapers, the breathtaking works of art, the technological marvels, each was once no more than a formless idea in someone's imagination. Before these creations took shape in the physical world, they existed in the quiet recesses of a mind that dared to dream, to envision something beyond the present. Imagination is the most powerful tool we possess. It is not limited by our circumstances or the opinions of others. It operates freely, transcending time and space, allowing us to see what could be rather than being confined to what is. When you close your eyes and picture the life you desire, you are not merely fantasizing, you are engaging in the act of creation. Every vivid detail you add, every emotion you infuse into that vision, strengthens its reality within you. It is in this space of imagination that the seeds of transformation are sown. Just as a farmer plants seeds in fertile soil and trusts in their eventual growth, we must plant the seeds of our dreams in the rich soil of our minds. But here is the profound truth: the universe does not respond to empty wishes or fleeting thoughts. It responds to the conviction behind them. When your vision becomes so clear, so vivid, that it feels as real as the ground beneath your feet, you align yourself with its manifestation. This is the essence of working hard in silence. It begins not with outward action, but with the silent, persistent work of nurturing your imagination. You must dare to hold on to your vision, even when the world gives you no evidence that it is possible. In fact, the world may appear to offer resistance, as if testing the strength of your belief. But this is not a sign of failure. It is an invitation to deepen your commitment to the reality you are creating. Consider the stories of individuals who have changed the course of history. Thomas Edison imagined the electric light long before it illuminated a single room. In his time, such an idea was considered absurd, yet he persisted. What allowed him to endure countless failures? It was his unwavering belief in the image he held in his mind. He could see the light before anyone else could. He trusted in his vision, and that trust propelled him forward, silently working until his results spoke for themselves. Your imagination is your sacred workshop. It is where you refine your goals, clarify your desires, and align your actions with a higher purpose. But this workshop requires care. You must guard your thoughts vigilantly, ensuring that doubt, fear, or negativity does not take root. These are weeds that can choke the growth of your dreams. Instead, cultivate thoughts of possibility, gratitude, and belief. Each time you return to your vision with faith and determination, you water the seeds you have planted, bringing them closer to fruition. This process is not always easy. There will be moments when the silence feels deafening, when the lack of visible progress tempts you to abandon your dream. But remember this: the greatest work often happens beneath the surface. Just as a seed must break open in the darkness before it can sprout, your dream requires time and patience to take shape. Trust the process. Trust that your imagination, fueled by faith and intention, is setting forces into motion that you cannot yet see. There is no need to announce your vision to the world prematurely. Too often, people seek validation or encouragement from others, hoping to bolster their belief in their dream. But this external validation is fleeting and unreliable. What truly matters is the strength of your inner conviction. When you work quietly and diligently, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken by the opinions or doubts of others. Let your results speak for themselves. When the time comes, your vision will emerge, fully formed, and the world will marvel at what you have created. But until that moment, keep your imagination active and your belief strong. Nurture your dream in silence, knowing that every thought, every act of faith is a step toward its realization. The universe responds to the clarity of your imagination. It aligns circumstances, opportunities, and people to bring your vision into reality. Your job is not to force this process, but to trust it. Keep your focus on the work, both inner and outer, and allow the unseen forces to do their part. In the stillness of your mind, the life you desire is taking shape. Imagination creates reality. What you envision with faith and persistence will inevitably become your experience. Work hard in silence, and let the fruits of your labor make the noise. The most profound transformations occur in quiet. Silence is not an absence of action, it is a space of immense potential. In silence, the mind, body, and spirit come into alignment, creating a harmony that allows for clarity, focus, and unwavering determination. It is in these quiet moments that we tap into the deeper truths of our existence, truths that often elude us in the noise and chaos of the outside world. When we think of progress or success, we often imagine it as a flurry of activity, a whirlwind of tasks, meetings, and accomplishments that everyone can see and applaud. But true progress rarely looks like that. It begins in the unseen and the unheard. Like the roots of a tree growing deep into the earth, much of the most critical work happens where no one can observe it. The strength of the tree above ground depends entirely on what happens in the darkness below, where the roots silently anchor it to the earth. In the same way, our internal stillness is where we build our foundation. This is not a passive state, but a deeply active one. When we are still, we can focus our thoughts, clarify our intentions, and channel our energy in the most effective direction. It is in silence that we can visualize our goals with clarity, allowing ourselves to see not only the destination but the path that leads to it. We quiet the distractions of the world and tune into our inner guidance, which is far more reliable than the opinions of others or the fleeting trends of the moment. Silence is also where we find the strength to persist. The journey toward any meaningful goal is often long and filled with challenges. It is easy to become discouraged when progress feels slow or when setbacks occur. But in the quiet of our inner world, we can reconnect with the vision that drives us. We can remind ourselves of why we started and renew our commitment to keep going. In this way, silence becomes a source of resilience, a wellspring of energy that fuels us through the most difficult times. Think about the greatest artists, inventors, and thinkers in history. Their most groundbreaking ideas were born not in the midst of fanfare, but in moments of solitude and introspection. Michelangelo did not carve the David in front of an audience. He worked alone, chipping away at the marble with patience and precision, guided by his inner vision. Similarly, Albert Einstein once said that his greatest insights came to him not in the laboratory but during quiet walks, when his mind was free to wander. This power of silence extends beyond individuals to nature itself. Consider the stillness of the night before the dawn, the calm of the ocean before a storm, or the quiet of a seed underground before it breaks open to reach for the sun. These moments of quiet are not empty, they are full of potential, full of energy, waiting to be released at the right time. They remind us that silence is not inactivity, but a preparatory phase, a time for gathering strength, focus, and clarity. Working in silence also allows us to maintain our focus. When we share our goals or ambitions prematurely, we open ourselves up to distractions, opinions, judgments, or unsolicited advice that may not align with our vision. Others may not see what we see or believe in what we believe, and their doubts can plant seeds of uncertainty in our minds. By keeping our work private, at least in its early stages, we protect it from these external influences. We create a sacred space where our ideas can grow undisturbed until they are strong enough to stand on their own. However, is not isolation. It is not about shutting ourselves off from the world, but about creating a space where we can engage with it on our own terms. It is about being deliberate with our energy and our focus, choosing to invest them in what truly matters rather than scattering them across countless distractions. In this way, silence becomes a form of discipline, a way of saying, I value my vision enough to give it the space and attention it deserves. The quiet work we do within ourselves determines the success we achieve in the external world. When we take the time to sit in stillness, to visualize our goals, and to align our actions with our inner truth, we set the stage for extraordinary achievements. And when the time comes for our work to be revealed, the world will see not just the results, but the depth of purpose and clarity that brought them to life. Silence is not a void, it is a force. It is where dreams are born, where strength is cultivated, and where resilience is forged. Work hard in silence, knowing that the stillness is not empty but brimming with the energy of creation. When you emerge from that silence, you will carry with you the power to transform not just your life but the world around you. True success is not measured by the noise you make, but by the faith you hold. In a world that often glorifies outward display, there is something profoundly powerful about those who quietly nurture their dreams, undeterred by the need for validation or recognition. Your faith, unwavering and steadfast, is the foundation of all great achievements. It is the silent energy that sustains you when the world offers no applause, no signs of progress, and no guarantees. When you hold faith in your vision, you no longer seek the fleeting approval of others. You understand that your journey is yours alone, and the fulfillment of your goals is not contingent upon how loudly they are announced or how quickly they are acknowledged. Faith replaces the need for constant reassurance. It becomes the compass that guides you through uncertainty and the anchor that steadies you in the face of doubt. Consider for a moment the nature of faith. It is not merely hope or wishful thinking. Faith is a knowing, a deep inner conviction that your vision is not only possible, but inevitable. It is a quiet, powerful force that doesn't require evidence or external validation. It operates independently of circumstances, grounded in the belief that the unseen is just as real as the seen. This is the kind of faith that allows you to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear or progress feels invisible. This quiet faith is a mark of strength. In a culture that often equates visibility with value, it takes courage to resist the urge to broadcast your every move. It takes courage to trust in your vision without the need for constant affirmation from the outside world. But this is where true growth happens, when you work not for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of your own purpose. Faith over display means understanding that your dreams do not need to be paraded for them to be valid. In fact, some of the most meaningful work is done in silence, away from the spotlight. Think of a potter shaping clay on a wheel. The process is slow, deliberate, and largely unseen by others, but every movement of the potter's hands brings the vision closer to reality. The finished piece is not an accident, it is the result of countless unseen moments of focus and faith. When you rely on faith instead of display, you also free yourself from the burden of comparison. It is easy to look around and feel discouraged by the apparent progress of others, especially in an age where social media highlights everyone's successes but conceals their struggles. But faith reminds you that your journey is unique and your timing is your own. You are not in competition with anyone else. Your only responsibility is to honor the vision that has been entrusted to you and to take the steps required to bring it to life. Faith also allows you to persevere through challenges and setbacks. There will be times when the path is difficult, when results come slower than you hoped, or when obstacles seem insurmountable. In these moments, the temptation to give up or to seek external reassurance can be strong. But faith whispers, keep going. The breakthrough is closer than you think. It reminds you that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. This kind of quiet perseverance is what ultimately sets you apart. While others may falter without constant validation, your faith sustains you. It becomes the engine that drives you forward, even when the road ahead is uncertain. And when success finally comes, it is all the more meaningful because it was built on a foundation of trust and resilience, not on the fleeting approval of others. The irony is that when you work with faith instead of seeking display, the world often takes notice anyway. Success achieved through quiet determination carries an authenticity that cannot be faked. It speaks for itself, shining brightly without the need for embellishment or self-promotion. People recognize the depth and substance of work that was cultivated in silence, and it inspires them in ways that loud declarations never could. Faith over display is not about rejecting recognition or undervaluing the importance of sharing your achievements. It is about ensuring that the motivation behind your work comes from within, not from a desire to be seen or praised. It is about staying true to your purpose, knowing that the right people and opportunities will come into your life at the right time. So hold on to your vision with quiet confidence. Let your faith be the loudest voice in your mind, guiding your actions and sustaining your spirit. Trust that the universe is aligning with your efforts, even if the results are not immediately visible. Success built on faith is not only enduring but also deeply fulfilling. It is a testament to your inner strength and a reminder that true greatness often speaks softly but carries a profound impact. Work hard in silence, guided by faith, and let your results tell the story. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your efforts bear fruit in their season. In the world of instant gratification and constant urgency, it's easy to forget that all things in nature unfold according to their own perfect timing. The most significant transformations don't happen overnight. They require patience, persistence, and the trust that, even in moments of stillness, something is happening beneath the surface. This is the essence of divine timing. When we begin a new endeavor, it's natural to want immediate results. We work hard, put in the hours, and often feel the urge to see tangible progress right away. But true and lasting growth, like that of a tree or any other natural process, requires time. Consider the process of a seed's growth. It is planted in the dark, under the soil, where no one can see it. There it takes its time, breaking through the earth, growing roots before it even begins to sprout. For a while there is no visible progress. Yet in this quiet, unseen stage, the foundations for something powerful are being laid. When we set out to achieve something significant, we may not always see the immediate results of our efforts. The work we put in today may not bear fruit tomorrow, and it can be frustrating. But this is where the law of divine timing comes into play. We must trust that what we are doing in the present moment is shaping our future, even if we can't see how yet. Every small action, every effort we make, is part of a larger process that is unfolding in perfect order. This principle applies not only to our personal goals, but also to the natural rhythms of life. Think about how the seasons work. Spring is a time of planting, summer a time of growth, fall for harvesting, and winter for rest and reflection. Each season has its role, and without one, the others wouldn't be possible. Similarly, our efforts must be in alignment with the natural flow of time and seasons. There will be moments when we need to rest, recharge, and reflect before we can move forward again. But in every season, there is something important happening. The key is to trust that each stage has its purpose, even if we don't fully understand it in the moment. We grow frustrated when things don't seem to move quickly enough. We see others achieving their goals, and we wonder why our dreams are taking longer to materialize. But compare it to a tree in its early stages. Its roots are deepening, and the trunk is strengthening before it can bear fruit. We cannot rush this process. The foundation must be solid, the roots firm, or else the eventual success will not be able to sustain itself. This is why divine timing is so crucial. It is about trusting that everything is happening in the right way, at the right pace, and that every step of the journey has its role to play. There is also a profound wisdom in waiting. While it might feel as though nothing is happening, the stillness of a moment is often the space in which we receive new insights, ideas, and inspiration. During these times of waiting, we are often in a process of refinement. We may be developing skills, learning patience, or building resilience that will serve us later. Trusting divine timing means embracing these periods of stillness as vital parts of the larger process. Consider the work of an artist who is creating a masterpiece. Before the brush touches the canvas, the artist has a vision, a plan, and a sense of timing. They know that they cannot rush the work. Each stroke, each color, and each texture must be carefully considered. The painting takes time to come together, but when it is finished, the result is something that could never have been rushed. Similarly, when you allow your life's work to unfold in its natural rhythm, you are giving it the time and attention it needs to be extraordinary. The timing of our lives seems out of our control. We experience setbacks, delays, or things that seem to go wrong, and it's easy to become disheartened. But even in these moments, we must remember that things are still working in the background. Just as a seed is sprouting in the dark earth long before it breaks through to the light, So too are our efforts at work, even when we cannot see them. This is why faith is so important. It allows us to trust that even when we cannot see the path, the universe is aligning everything in perfect order. Divine timing teaches us patience and surrender. It shows us that we don't have to force things to happen. If we stay committed to our goals, continue to nurture our dreams with consistent effort, and trust in the process, we will see the results when the time is right. There is no need to rush or worry about the outcome. Everything is unfolding precisely as it should, and when the moment arrives, you will be ready. Stay consistent and trust that divine timing will bring everything into alignment. Just like the seed grows into a magnificent tree in its own time, your efforts will bear fruit when the conditions are right. Keep the faith, and know that your efforts are never in vain. They are simply growing, quietly and powerfully, beneath the surface.